I think I need to go sin. If you grew up in church, watch this clip.
Me, how did I get sober? Jail was imminent. I had been in the mosque for the first time. Took like rock bottom, basically.
Yeah.
Looking at this clip reminded me of my deeply devoted days back in church. Holiness to hell for us. For me, it was who I was. Here's the thing that I think nobody talks about. In some church spaces, especially the ones where a person's gifts, talents, and gender is directly tied to the role they play or their spiritual performance, it felt like if you didn't have a gritty testimony, you weren't taken serious. Like, you could pray fast, not miss a service, and still not be called or considered anointed until you came back with a sin story. Bonus points if you had a hood-related sin story. What does that make the children who grew up in church? Because most of the time we were the good kids, you know what I'm saying? We was the ones who, we kept curfew, although church was like till midnight, showed up to intercessory prayers and Bible studies. To a lot of people, those children were invisible. Now, there were times in all of this that I did pray, God, please don't let me have to have a story like what Vic Mensa is describing. But that came after college and after I went back in the closet, and that'll be a story for another day. But before then, it really started to feel like sinning was the only way to get promoted in church. And I know that thought can be wild, to be in church and say to yourself, I think I need to go sin. But that was me. So let's go ahead and bring in that church hurt conversation. Church hurt ain't just people gonna be people. It's not that always that type of situation. Sometimes it's system hurt. And I'm talking about when a system teaches that being broken is more valuable than being consistent and true to what you are being taught, then some people will learn to break themselves or perform brokenness as a tool to connection to God and to community through misunderstanding. And that's why I say deconstruction, it is necessary. Just like you can break down a math problem to solve for why, sometimes you got to step outside of the whole system to see what it actually is and how it actually works. So let me be clear, because I know the argument is coming up. Nobody goes to church for God alone. So the next time somebody, shrinks the conversation about church hurt to people just don't like accountability, go ahead and bring up the social payoff of staying in church, the silent reward system, and the caste structure and a rock star celebrity church model that we have today. Then maybe that'll give somebody something else to overthink out loud. Have you ever considered this angle in the church hurt conversation? I really want to know what your thoughts are.